fellow Toastmasters and guests. Every year, my 3 friends and I take a trip to San Francisco to shop all day long and to do something special like eat in nice restaurants. This year, we decided we would go to a tea room in San Francisco, a very popular tea room. And so after we had done some shopping, we went to the tea room, we placed our order, they brought the tea to our table, and of course, I opened the lid and I looked inside. I was shocked. I was disappointed. What I saw in that teapot was loose tea leaves. And if you're going to pay $30 a pop or more to go to an upscale tea room, you do not want tea leaves in your teapot. Because as you know, tea leaves that sit in a pot make the tea bitter. And then you have to hurry up and drink. And you don't want stress in your life. How can you be calm at a tea room if you have to hurry? It's impossible. Tea drinking is supposed to calm. So tonight, I am going to share with you how to have a cup of tea that tastes good, that smells good. And there are 3 basics to having a good cup of tea. The type of water you use, the type of tea you use, and the best equipment you can buy to have a good cup of tea. The water you're going to use to have a good cup of tea should be cold, very cold. You do not want to start off with warm water because you want oxygen. You want freshness. And if you start off with warm tea, warm water, you are going to have a bland kind of a tea. It's not going to be very good at all. And you want to filter your tea. You want water. You want to put it through a filter. And why do you want to do that? I had to go out and buy this because I don't have a refrigerator that has a filter on it. You take this off and you can buy these little filters. And it's a Brita filter. So I wanted you to see that. And so that's what I use. When I was at Christmas at someone's house, they had a huge one in their refrigerator that was like this. So other people know how to have a good cup of tea too. And you don't want to have chlorine, iron, or sulfur in your tea. And that's the point of getting a filter for your tea, for your water. But you do want some minerals because those enhance flavors. So this Brita filter will take it out for you. Just the ones that you need. Now the type of tea you have tea comes from one plant. And do you know there are thousands of kinds of tea? It's just endless. It's like, have you ever gone to the grocery store to pick cereal? This is worse. So you can have all sorts of tea. It comes from the Camellia sinensis plant. And there are 4 basic varieties. There's a black tea, which I have chosen tonight to give you a sample of. This is a black tea. It's called holiday tea. And it comes from Harney and Son. And you can take this and pass it around if you'd like to smell it. And it's a really delicious tea. You can have a white tea. I have a white tea here. If you want to smell it, it's in what we call a sachet. And you don't want to use tea bags. That is just terrible. But you want a sachet so you can smell what a white tea is. I don't have green tea at home. I don't have oolong tea. But I do have some herbal. And people say, it's not herbal, it's not a tea. And I know it isn't. But my grandchildren love it. This is a strawberry lemonade tea. And then here comes another one. This is a chocolate peppermint rooibos tea from South Africa. And so there's some different kinds of teas that you can smell. And I'm going to show you the equipment that you can use.
Visiting hours for adult services are over in
I have a
Hampton.
friend,
Thank you for
when
your
she goes
cooperation.
out to a tea house, I should have learned from her. She takes her tea sacks, and here is a tea sack. It's a piece of paper, and you open it up, and it's like the letter T. And you put your tea in this, and you fold it up, and you put it in your teapot. So you can take that, she takes it with her to the tea houses. And that's for a large pot of tea, and the same thing happens for a small pot of tea. But if you want to have the ultimate tea experience, you will invest in a tea brewer. This is my tea brewer. You hit, how is this doing? Is it working? It must be working. I hope it's working. It's working. Okay. Well, anyway, it's supposed to, this tea brewer, you hit a button and the tea goes to the type of tea you want. And then it goes to the length of time. And then this little basket goes up and down for the strength. And so you have the perfect cup of tea. So that's what all you have to do to have a perfect cup of tea. You just get tea that is not from a grocery store. And I have a place where you can go online to Harney and Son. There's other tea places, and I'll put it back there if you care to ever go and find a real nice tea. And you can have the ultimate. My daughter just got one last week, and she made a pot and drank the whole thing right away. So as soon as this brews, and I don't know why it's not brewing here, I'll brew it back there and finish it. But so you can make a good cup of tea if you have the right water, the right equipment, and know what you're going to, the type of tea you're going to use. And you'll become a drinker and drink it morning, night, noon, and you'll have less stress in your life.